Plant and medical equipment, the prior year amount is 31,421,852. The current year amount is 41,067,149. This leads to a variance of 9,645,297. In these circumstances, the accuracy of the property, plant, and equipment opening balances presented in the financial statements could not be confirmed. Thank you.
Back to the accounting officers.
Thank you, Chair. The management takes note of the audit findings. However, we wish to state that the inaccuracies in the comparative balances were as a result of the restatement of values assets, and this will be admitted in the next report. Attached certificate of completion, Annex 1.
Okay. Back to the auditors.
Thank you, Chair. We wish to state that management has not reconciled the variances noted, and yes, I concur with the client that the adjustments ought to be included in the subsequent year. So the issue is not addressed.
Do you have anything to say? Maybe through your accountant or admin? Do you have anything to say concerning what the auditor has noted?
It is true the result. We can only work on it in the subsequent, in the next financial year, ending 30th June 2025. That's when it will be as a prior year adjustment. And as now, the issue was as a result of restatement of value of assets.
The other time you failed to do what is required, but this time now you failed to amend as required. Why? Why? Because for the subsequent year it will always appear. It will always be an issue if it is not sorted out this time. But we hope you are sorting out issues. What happened? You can change with the one next to you, so that okay, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Now, as you can see, okay, as you can see, as per the list, we can start with the buildings and civil works. Now, the prior year, there was an issue raised that we did not have any certificate showing the amount, which means that the value we had the prior year was actually overstated, which we're able now to amend. Is they under review. So, as attached, has been attached in section, as you can see, has been noted 1, which shows the certificate for the building and the building certificate, which shows the amount of 180,699,600, meaning we were able to change it.
But the office of the auditor is not convinced. They have just confirmed now.
Mr. Chair, we were able to provide the certificate to them, but I think for the verification, they'll be able to get them. But you have the evidence.
We can't amend. We can't amend the audited statement so far.
Yes, Chair, we cannot amend. We can only amend in the next financial statement. Because now it will appear as an issue, but in the next amend now.
So that is is the question I was asking. The other time you had issues, you had no certificate. Now, this time you had certificate. So you are having the opportunity to reconcile the statement clearly and without any problem. Why did you not do that?
Chair, then we didn't have the certificate, but now we have the certificate
When did you get the
of
certificate?
completion of this.
When did you get it?
In January.
And was it presented during the audit?
No, the audit was done in December.
Then now that document is now should be presented as additional.
Part of
Yes.
part of our annexures,
No, it is part of your.
attachments, Annex 1.
No, how did you attach it and it was not seen by the auditor?
When
So you had to now, you were given the opportunity now to present it here today.
the auditor has seen the certificate.
So you are trying to say the certificate was presented to the auditor during the exit meeting.
No, then we didn't have the certificate.
Yeah, so
But now when you are making
that now don't belong to the auditors. Really, because they did not see it at the time of exit. So if you have additional evidence, you present it to the house and now we hand it over to the auditor. I consider it so, unless there's something I don't understand.
well guided, Chair.
So far, we can't assume that the auditors had that, they have that kind of document. It's true.
Well guided.
Yes. So if you have any additional document in support of what you are talking about, would you now present it? Sergeant Atam, kindly get that copy of the certificate.
Chair, in our response, it is part of the annexures.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Confirmed. Members, do you have anything to say? So far, we have exhausted most of the. We can only advise that next time it will not be nice to hear that it doesn't reflect. You can't reconcile the financial statement again. Question 4, back to the auditors.
Thank you, Chair. On report on lawfulness and effectiveness in use of public resources, question 4, debt remittance of statutory deductions. Review of the personnel records revealed that the hospital did not remit on time statutory deductions totaling to 464,276 as tabulated below. In that table, we have a payment of NHIF from February to August 2023, which was remitted late. We also have payment of NSSF from February to August 2023 that was remitted late, totaling to 464,276. In addition, the management did not deduct pay as a statutory deduction from the employee's earnings as required by the law. This was contrary to Section 19, subsection 4 of the Employment Act 2012, which states that an employer who deducts an amount from an employee's remuneration in accordance to subsections 1A, F, G, and H shall pay the amount so deducted in accordance with the time period and other requirements specified in the law, agreement, court order, or arbitration as the case may be. The audit was conducted in accordance to ESI 3000 and 4000. Thank you, Chair.
Back to the accounting officers.
Thank you, Chair. The management takes note of the audit findings. However, we wish to state that 1, the facility still lacks a KRA PIN, hence it is not able to remit pay as you earn as a statutory deduction from the employee's earnings. On the late remittance of statutory deduction, this was a result of insufficient funds and hence delayed employees' pay, as indicated in Annex 9.
Back to the auditors.
Thank you, Chair. We wish to note that management has not deducted and remitted pay as you earn from the employee earnings. And then number two is management remitted statutory deduction plate, hence attracting penalties and interest. So the issue is not addressed. And probably I would like to note that in terms of pay as you earn, you will note that the requirement of that you require a PIN certificate. We did discuss this with the management and concluded that they ought to have remitted the pay as you earn. If they don't have the PIN, then they should have used the county assembly PIN to remit those taxes. Thank you, Chair.
County government.
Yeah, county government.
Okay. So, back to you. What happened? What happened with the people's money? That is a requirement of law. They are contravening the law.
Thank you, Chair. It's true that pay was not deducted since we are not able to remit because as a facility don't have a PIN, KRA PIN. But guided by Office of the Auditor General, going forward we are going to be using the county government PIN to enable us deduct the pay and hence remit.
Okay.
Yes, that was issue number one. On late remittance of statutory deduction, the NHIF and the NSSF, it is true the remittance was done late. This was because we also made the payment of salaries late. The reason being it is because of insufficient fund. Then that period, there's a lot of delays even up to now from the NHIF. We run more of a maternity hospital and we depend entirely on Linda Mama then. And since SHA came into being, a lot of our payments were not done. A lot of our reimbursements were done. So when the payment was done late, and that's when we were able to deduct and remit.
Do you have a budget for the hospital?
Yes, there is a budget.
And do you budget for employees' remuneration? Is it part of the items?
It is part of the budget.
So, in a case where you are paid, you have a charge, probably on paying late. Where do you get the money for paying the extra charges given?
Thank you, Chair. It is true. We cannot budget for penalties.
Yes.
That is true. But it is now a matter that we have to take it into consideration and make payment.
Have you ever paid penalties?
For NSSF, yes.
Yes.
For NSSF.
Where did you get that money for paying the penalties?
Chair.
Sir. Honorable Member?
Just on the same, Chair, because for a facility like Lumumba, for a year of 12 months, they have to budget for each employee that they foresee to pay for a period of 12 months. And if the payment, the gross, because of penalties now go beyond the figure which was budgeted for, the question is very valid, and I think if they were paid, from where were they paid from? So I think that has to come very clear. And I've checked the attachments, the Annex 9. Every month, seemingly, people are being paid different figures. So I think that one has to come clear. Why? Sometimes they pay, in a month A, they pay 14.5. Month B, they pay 15. Month C, they pay 25 for every employee as per their list. So I just want to know, when they are budgeting, how is the budget? Because I thought employees' remuneration is just a constant figure for a period. It's not like jumpy the way I've seen for that fiscal year we are reviewing now. So I just want to understand, when do they pay 25? And when do they pay 14.5K? And when do they pay 15? Because I've seen that. And for the deductions, I wonder where the priorities are, because these penalties are really not healthy for NSSF and the other one, NSSF and NHIF. So even if because I believe right now Lumumba has FIF and they receive money daily, even if they're waiting for the reimbursement of SHA or SHIF or NHIF by then, there was some money. Now they can prioritize on which one to pay as when. Thank you.
Back to the accounting officers. Maybe if you have something to say, because
Yeah, on the issue of our payment not being uniform, I will use the word of the honorable member, jumpy. We will find a particular month you have probably 10 casuals. Okay, the next month you could be having 7. So it will not be uniform. These are payment for casuals. So they find in a month you have less casuals, in another month you have more casuals. It may not be uniform. So that is the reason that informed payment of different values for different casuals.
if we can know, how long do you? Okay.
My concern was, like, I'm salaried here in the county assembly. It is definite I have to get this much as gross. Their gross is what I'm talking about. One time it is 14.5K, 15K, then 25K. I've seen even the other one, 50 something K for 3 people. So I just want to understand, how is this coming to be? Thank you. And for budgeting purpose, it has to be uniform.
Chair, we've got 2 sets of employees. We have the general casuals that their gross is 15. Then there are also contracted staffs, the nurses and the lab technicians that are paid a bit high of 27,000. That's the difference. That's the difference.
That answered, honorable member.
Let me just go through the list. Like, for example, in the month of this August 2023, we paid someone 55, 27, 27. So that one, it says there are 2 categories. So I get that point. That one is sorted. But when you go to this other month, now, for example, May 2023, for casual salary, the same names, Benta, Faith, Florence, Melda, they're earning 15 through up to the last person is having 16,000. But the same names for the next month, another month, you find the same names now with different figures. That's what I meant. Now, when you come to month January 2023, casual salary, it's now 14. That's what I really wanted to get. Thank you. And another month, I saw for 25, all of them, for 20, the same names. That's what I was talking about. That's the constant employees who are casuals. How is it? Like, this is now month of May or April, they're now earning 25K each. Beryl, Usna, Lois, Beryl. So that's what I wanted to get. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, back to the accounting officers.
Contracted professionals, the nurses, the lab technicians, the farm techs. They could be earning higher, 25. Then there are general casuals that earn 14,500. In the same list, you'll also find others earning 15. Now, the ones that are earning 14 are the general casuals. The entry point is you've done Form 4 up to Form 4 level. And the ones that are earning 15, those are theater technicians. They earn one difference of 1,000. At least they have some professions. Thank you, Chair.
So that actually informs the difference. Okay, very clear. Any other matter? Maybe. Any other issue which? So we have agreed you will be using the county PIN when you don't have, it is advised by the Office of the Data. That is very clear. But kindly please try to remit the deductions. You just understand what it takes when you can't be treated because NHIF is not remitted, such kind of things. But at the same time, we have to comment that you are trying, even though you are getting money late at times, but so far you have improved. Members, do you have something to say? A parting shot, probably. This is Lumumba. Remember how Lumumba was ugly at that time? It was dirty. But now, yeah, disclaimer. You had disclaimer. Superintendent, you had disclaimer, but you have really tried to be somewhere. So, Honorable Kumu.
Thank you, Chair. I want to pick it from where you are. You know, sometimes if you don't have history, you don't appreciate something. I remember the first time having the Metsu for Lumumba in this assembly. We have our usual greetings that came out of that first meeting. And I see the way they are progressing. Chair, I want to agree that there's tremendous improvement, but we want you to be the best. We want to see Lumumba having qualified opinion. Everything is right, and all your statements can be proven with facts and documents. So that's why we are struggling every now to appear before this committee so that we get the best out of Lumumba. You know, Jaramogi is moving to be a state corporation, and we will depend on you entirely for service provision. So, Medsup, you better get prepared because, you know, we are going to turn Jaramogi into an only referral hospital. So all those other ailments and conditions that were being handled by Jaramogi as outpatients will soon flock to Lumumba. So be prepared, get everything ready, and if you prove with how you handle finances, we are also willing to support with getting you more finances so that you can give best services to the people of Kisumu. Thank you so much, Chair.
Anybody? I think we have just to concur with the member. And first, let me appreciate the Office of the Director General and members of the County Assembly, plus the management of Lumumba Sub-County Hospital. Surely, Lumumba was once a liability to the county. But out of the effort of the Auditor General, the County Assembly, and you people, at least now it is an asset. We really appreciate the kind of work you are doing there and being very responsive to most of the recommendations of the House and the Office of the Auditor General. At least we'll be having somewhere to call our sub-county hospital. That is one. You also understand the location of Lumumba and what is expected from you and the number of people you expect to handle. Kindly please just improve. We are aware the moment we are done with Jaramogi to national level, we'll be putting more resources to Lumumba in terms of labor and such kind of things, and even increasing our budget to Lumumba, because we understand the traffic which will be moving to Lumumba and county hospital here. So let us remain optimistic and serve the people as required. But more so, we must appreciate you. You have really improved. Even the Office of the Director General is, I know, is pleased with you because you can lay the facts down despite the challenges. And we also understand that we only need to move a bit in terms of improvement so that we deliver to the people. So thank you very much. We expect the best from you. Let us pray. Almighty God, we in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the officers of leaders and the county assemblies for the welfare of the society and the just government of the people. We beseech you to behold with your abundant favor as your servants whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of important trust in the county. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberations in a so just and a faithful manner as to promote your honor and glory and to advance the peace and prosperity and welfare of our county and of those whose interest you have committed to our church. Amen. Before we adjourn, we are meeting the alcoholic team after this. So kindly, please, members, you don't move away. And our meeting is adjourned. Thank you.